You're watching Dark of the Men.
Oh, it's that grinding time. Hey, it's been like stupidly busy again with work and stupidly busy with work. But everything's okay. But there's been visits away. I went to Johnny's with a couple of the fells. And I also hit roll call 2 weeks ago. So there are stories to tell. And there are, I suppose, toys to show.
Meantime, here's Lincoln Park.
Do you want to see my haul? It's your mates. You're going to see your mates and buy some toys. Because buying toys with your mates is really, really good. Me and Ed buy toys together.
Video be during.
Someone take that off of him now.
So about a month ago, a bunch of us dudes went and visited Johnny's house in, well, it's near Peterborough. It's in a suburb.
No, he's having 2 sausages.
I hadn't seen Shooty for about 3 years, so I bummed him first.
It's your special day.
It was a good time. We went to Peterborough Smiths and had a little scout about, and there wasn't really much I didn't have or needed or wanted. So I kind of just picked up Velocitron Blur, who is massively...
Big giant fishy bead. Big giant fishy bead.
I already had Blur, so I don't know what I expected. I just picked up a toy because I wanted a toy. And that is never a reason to pick up a toy. Learned that a long time ago. Obviously didn't follow that lesson here because he's highly, highly average. What really gets me is the plastic molded wheels. But if you put him in robot mode, his face is really nice.
Giant fishy bead.
Gun storage. I just don't know, man. Someone gives you a trifle, but then they only have a fork for you to eat it with.
Brad. Alright, he's late. Here we go. I've got one where he's late and one where he's not late.
Purchase of that day, though, has to be Fennec Shand from the Black Series. I have said before, and me and Zorty have both discussed this in quite a lot of depth, that the Black Series are far too expensive. But 12 quid for Fennec Shand is a bag.
I remember, Dave, that's from your Uncle Bede for Christmas. That's from your Uncle Bede, so you have to send him a card saying thank you.
It was a great weekend. It was so good to just see them lads and have some lad time. There was cuddling. Johnny, when we got there, was so excited. He hadn't talked to anyone for 4 days. It was like he'd seen the shuttle landing. Let's have an in-betweeny chat, shall we? About some maybe of the legacy stuff. Dead End is pretty smooth. Lovely transformation on this guy too. Wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting like a really obvious retooler drag strip. He's not. And he looks like a happy duck. Saving the best for last. I can't wait for Breakdown to come out because everyone knows there's going to be this collective. But a couple of years ago there was a petition to keep Thundercracker an exclusive seeker, because someone went to BotCon and bought him and didn't want everyone else to have the fun. And there's a petition now for Breakdown to be re-released with a Lamborghini Countach car mode. Who cares? It's just a toy. His car mode is out of this world too. Point Blank does everything he needs to do. His arms aren't fun though. His arms are definitely the least fun part. There's some toys have those transformations where, you know, there's that one part you come to where you're like, I just got to get through it. It's definitely Point Blank's arms. Other than that, Fan Toozler and the car mode is, again, the car mode is brilliant. I was really looking forward to making the Target Master point to the horizon. I don't give a fuck. After playing with Luffs, I picked up the old Scourgy Boy. I can't actually remember when I picked this up. I think it was with Ed. He's really great, but he's not really worth 60 quid, is he? A good toy.
Cartoon where it sticks out.
I don't really think I've talked about Ironhide apart from on Transformers the show. So here's Ironhide, Studio Series 86 Ironhide to be exact. And what a flipping toy this is. When it arrived, I transformed it once. I thought it was a bit complicated and fiddly. And then I transformed him a second time, and the world seemed to make sense.
DM20 versus DM20?
Is he the Ironhide we've wanted all along? He's pretty damn close to it. If this isn't close to it, I'll eat my cutting mat. Rich gave me Armada Swindle. Thanks, Rich.
The Rider!
2 weeks ago was Rollout roll call down in Fordingbridge, put on by Mr. Dave Tree in the Fordingbridge Town Hall. He also obviously owns all the cool stuff, the shop across the road, which I've frequented a few times. It was loads of fun. I went down and stayed with good old Dave and Em, and it was absolutely lovely to see Dave and Em, and absolutely amazing for them to put me up. We had a mega sleepover, some pizza. Me and Dave recorded a podcast. We've been talking about bringing back the TFYTC modcast on some kind of level. So the podcast will be put up on this channel probably pretty soon. Maybe you have a listen, maybe you won't. Maybe there'll be trifle, maybe there won't. What is it with the trifle today? Do you ever have that one thing that you put in the fridge and you know it's there by those little pots and just gotta eat the trifle? Met Rich and James down there, or good old Zort Ride. It was lovely to see Rich, and it's lovely to see more of Rich.
He's a sly dog.
It's good to see Rich, good to see James. Me and Dave left his quite early. It was nice to just not have to drive all that way in the morning this time. We had a McDonald's breakfast with Em, dropped Em to work, and then we went to a good old Fordingbridge. Mr. Rohan and Mr. Sam had a stall at the back. I had a little rummage around in the boxes and found a bunch of these dudes, which are like a mix of Spy Changers and G2 GoBots. Let's have a look at little Brightman Soundwave here, who just does a simple... he's a little stiff, obviously. Like uber-sized Micromaster dudes who are fun and can just transform straight into car mode and drive upside down to get to the shops. Including that lot was Spy Changers Ultra Magnus, who was a nice counterpart to the guy I got off Sam, and that is Spy Changers Optimus Prime, who was in the packet and everything. So thank you, Sam. Nice to see those guys too. Lovely to have a long chat and a bit of a man-dude hug. The yellow and black skeleton guy in my possession. 15 quid for Armada Scavenger in the box. Someone had put the twisty ties back on him and everything. It's all in there. I haven't even had to play with him yet. Maybe we'll do a box hound or something like that. What a treat.
That's a datum.
It's been a busy month of doing some nice visits. I've got to say a big thanks to Johnny for having us there, and a big thanks to Dave and Em for letting me have a mega sleepover. And a massive cheers to Oscar the Massive Fluffball Cat for greeting me with nice paws. Do a pleasant.
Never me. No, I kept your secret. I did, just as I promised. I told no one of your existence, no one. But you have to understand, we Britons are in a desperate fight. End of time sort of thing. I mean it.
Oh no.
Oh,
crumbs, that was close.